Shalom, great family of YAHSHUA.
Shalom.
Micaiah Yaakov, Yahadin, YAHSHUA Yisrael. We're coming to you live from the house of Micaiah Eternal, the house of YAHSHUA. In YouTube, it would be in all caps. YAHSHUA would be all caps, the house of YAHSHUA. Go to YouTube, check out the videos there for your education and understanding. And hit that like button and that subscribe button. If you like what you see there, you'll be helping the work, and no one has to know that you've done those things, and it'll be between you and the Heavenly Father, okay? So we're going to have a prophetic study class. This is YAHSHUA's Millennial Prophetic News and Prophecies, Prophetic News. So Yeshua's Millennial Prophetic News, and we are coming with some exciting prophetic understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of YAHSHUA tonight. He wants us to bring these things to you, but we'll start out with a quick prayer and we'll get right into our studies tonight, our lamplight studies. Yadin, would you please lead us in a prayer to honor our King YAHSHUA?
Father YAHSHUA, we come before you, our King, and we bring forward the prophetic wisdom and understanding that only you can bring and give to others. And we ask you that you let those that are receiving the prophetic instruction here to receive that. All those that hear this and understand and have eyes to see and ears to hear. We ask, and we give all honor and praise to you, our King, Father YAHSHUA, and praise to your name. Hosanna to you, King YAHSHUA.
Hallelujah, YAHSHUA. Praise YAHSHUA. Hosanna to King YAHSHUA. Praise YAHSHUA. So we're going to dive into our studies. Now, it's important to remember that I am the Micaiah Yaakov, the Micaiah of Revelation chapter 12. The beast men of Daniel chapter 8, chain reference to Revelation 17, that are now ruling on the hill at the house of Yahweh in Abilene, Texas. Took that kingdom by force when Israel went to sleep. He left his servant and begotten son, Micaiah, me, to lead and guide. And YAHSHUA coming to me saying that Father Yahweh had told him to send me to them to proclaim the glad tidings that YAHSHUA our King has come. YAHSHUA has been come for 2,000 years. He came 2,000 years ago. I think even the God worshipers know that. Now, he's coming to this location here where I am, the house of Micaiah Eternal, which is his house, the house of YAHSHUA. A bride and a bridegroom. A bridegroom and his bride's house are one. They are one. And he built this house, as Yekesky said, with his own hands. So him coming here will be the finality, a final part in a training and a teaching. And then the reception where he will be with Father. You're returning to Father YAHSHUA, Father Yahweh, to YAHSHUA Shema, Yahweh Shema. So, going into that real quickly to give you that preview there is very important that you remember those things there. I'm the Micaiah. They thought to throw their brother out, but the scripture says the gathering will be those who were cast out and driven away by a bunch of religious imposter tares who grew up within, who really are just scriptural retards. They're ignorant. They don't bring forth any prophecies or the law or the prophets in any way. I've been in the house for going on 18 years now of YAHSHUA. No one can throw a person out. YAHSHUA abides in me, and I abide in YAHSHUA. So those things being said, as a final word, disclosure, we here at the house of YAHSHUA, the house of Micaiah Eternal, bring forward only the law and prophets written. We magnify and expound upon them, and we bring forward our King, who all these law and prophecies point to, from the first dot in Genesis to the last jot in the book of Revelation. And we will not, all things are being brought into the light. The house of YAHSHUA has been made open for all to see here. And as the priesthood at the order of Melchizedek, we make all things open and expose all things going on in that tree of mixture on the hill at the house of Yahweh. Matthew 22:10 in side note G4, saying by YAHSHUA our King and High Priest that there be two trees, a mixture in the house of Yahweh in the very last days. The tree of Hillel, her mixture and seed, line Cain, and then the one true seed of YAHSHUA will be coming out and gathering here for a final gathering and teaching, which will be the marriage supper teachings that you're partaking of now. And they're on YouTube as a parallel. Look at the teachings that they're bringing forward and compare them to these, and you will see that this is the house of YAHSHUA, the Lamb's bride. So with that being said, we are going to go into an in-depth study. Get your pens and papers ready. You are going to understand the book of Hosheyah like never before. Remember, and this is the key, one of, that I am the monarch in Revelation 20 verse 1 with the key. These teachings are binding Hallel, that mixture, and all those with that frequency of that mixture on the hill at the house of Yahweh, Revelations 22 and 10, that has that mixture. We're binding her from being unable to teach lies any longer because we're exposing the lies she's teaching, the truth that she's hiding, and we are magnifying and extolling YAHSHUA, the standard, and the ephod, bringing forward these true prophecies now, making them crystal clear. Point number 2 and key number 2, which is the same key that I hold here, that 1074 key entrusted to me, it belongs to YAHSHUA and his family, all of us together, that the players in here have always been baptized members who were either of Yahshua's tree line, the tree of righteousness, that pure seed line and bloodline that came out of Adam and Eve, down from Seth, down through the ages, Enoch, bringing forth YAHSHUA with Boaz and righteous Rhea, and then down to the seed that is on the hill, that is the one true seed, who'll stand upon their feet and come out when our King YAHSHUA comes out and down and ascends to here. Although lower in physical elevation, much higher spiritually than those on the hill who are leading, just being a bunch of immature boys who are scriptural retards. Okay? They're called beast men in Daniel 8. And we're going to go into more of that. But here in Hosheyah, we're going to really get into these things and know all the players were either of Cain's bloodline or of Hallel's bloodline and Cain's bloodline, her seed, or of YAHSHUA, the tree of life seed. And we'll get into that more, but keep those things in mind, okay? And that Matthew 22:10, because all the players in Hosheyah are on the hill. Keep that in mind. Here we go. Hosheyah. It's on page 685 for your notes in your book of YAHSHUA, your book of Yahweh YAHSHUA. Hosheyah, it means Yahweh saves. YAHSHUA saves. YAHSHUA is the salvation of the Father, and he saves this family. Only YAHSHUA's bride is going to be saved. 5 wise and 5 foolish. Hosheyah. In chapter 1 and verse 1, the word of YAHSHUA came to Hosheyah in the day of Uzziah, son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Azariah, Jotham, Yahaz, and Hezekiah, the kings of Yada. The kings of Yada. That's interesting. This is the tribe of Yada here. Okay? So the kings of the tribe of Yada. Remember those 12 kings. Revelation chapter 21. There'll be 12 kings and gatekeepers of the 7th era of Yeshua's chosen and faithful brides gathered here. That's the big part of the gathering secret. Revelation 21. And in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Yahash. Yahash, look at that. Yahash. The fire of the Creator. The fire of the Creator. The King of Israel. And Israel's many days without a king. We'll go into that, but not for long, because a king named Yahash is coming soon. Okay? Verse 2, at the beginning when YAHSHUA began to speak through Hosheyah, YAHSHUA said to Hosheyah, go get yourself a wife of whoredoms. Remember the parallels and the similitudes and the players all being within. And the children of whoredoms, those who condone it and know what's occurring within on the hill at the house of Yahweh, not the house of YAHSHUA. Go get yourself a wife and the children of whoredoms, for the land has committed great whoredoms against the Creator, Yahweh, Yahuwah. Verse 3, so he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, and conceived and bore him a son. And YAHSHUA said to him, call his name Yezreel, and that is G3. Praise YAHSHUA when she was delivered out of Egypt. See, in here, those same side notes will continue to be referred to, because there's only a few, and those same side notes are referred to over and over and over. She shall then praise YAHSHUA as she did when she was delivered out of Egypt, when she was first baptized and came out of that sin, and she had a sincere, true in heart to keep the law and the prophets. Yes, Yadin?
Yes.
Verse 3, and he said, and yet for a little while, you will call his name Yezreel, and yet for a while, and I will avenge the blood which was shed in Yezreel on the house of Yahu, and bring an end to the kingdom of the house of Israel. Okay? Remember, Pastor said, you can call the house of Yahweh the house of Israel. Remember, the one you made into a god, and we're going to go into that, those calves. Hosheyah goes into detail, and he's speaking of right now. Bear that in mind. We're going to see that context here momentarily. Verse 4, and Yahweh said to him, call his name. Okay, we covered verse 4. He's going to bring an end to the kingdom of the house of Israel. Verse 5, in that day. This is repeating now. In what day? The day of YAHSHUA. What is the day? The day of YAHSHUA. I will break the bow, the strength of Israel, in the valley of Yezreel. Now, that word bow, the strength of Israel in the valley of Israel. Now, that bow made a flashback occur in my mind to Psalm, because that word bow, when you see one word in one place, it should make you have a flashback to another. But in my past, it would take me to Psalms chapter 46. And I was in the truck years ago with a boy, young man, a boy who was beloved by me. He worked with my business in the H&S construction with me and YAHSHUA. His name was Yakir. And he had played a song which he downloaded into my phone, which I thought was beautiful. And I said, man, this is a beautiful love song. Should be between a husbandman and his bride, his wife, his betrothed or his wife. And I'm going to have this one day as my song for me and my betrothed or my wife. It's so beautiful. And it was Psalms 46. What a beautiful song if you have that song. So Psalms 46 and 1, Yahweh is our refuge and strength, our very present help in trouble. Remember that word trouble. Remember that word trouble, because Hosheyah mentions that word trouble. But that trouble can be a great thing if it causes and brings forward repentance and healing in our lives, because we learn through an experience that we shouldn't have had to experience. Okay? Therefore, we will not fear in the changing of the earth, meaning a new heaven and a new earth, the changing of the location of the family and the bride, where they'll be located at. A new heaven, a new house, as Kahan Yehuda said, and a new earth, a new location. And in the moving of the mountain into the seas. The mountain of promotion is going to be moved. Come, let us go up to the house of the father of Jacob, of Micaiah, Jacob. That verse in Micaiah there, 4:1-3, you now understand it was speaking of me. Into the house of the father of Micaiah, Jacob, the house of YAHSHUA. See how these deep secret things that were prophesied to be revealed, that prophecy is being revealed in your hearing. Verse 4, there is a river, and its stream shall be gladdened. Gladdened in the city of Yahweh. There is a river in the city of YAHSHUA. This is the city of YAHSHUA. But you have to understand that gladden, those glad tidings out of the east, that trouble. So you have that word trouble there in Psalms 46 verse 1. And then you have the word glad tidings out of this east location. Trouble the ego. Trouble them over there to the west. And we'll go more into that. There is a river, and its streams, its live stream that we're live streaming to you right now, shall gladden the city on the hill of those who YAHSHUA is a beautiful gemstone, but it troubles those who this message is a burden to. YAHSHUA, and this message being the message of YAHSHUA, is a burdensome stone to, you see. See how all this ties in? Psalm 46 on page 452 in your book of YAHSHUA. Okay? The holy place where our father YAHSHUA dwells. YAHSHUA's the father. Isn't he the greatest teacher? Didn't he teach Israel? What did Israel learn without YAHSHUA teaching him? Nothing, you see. YAHSHUA, if Pastor said we were all going backward and forward in the timeline, then how much more so did YAHSHUA not walk in the garden leading and guiding, as he is walking here with us at this east sheep gate, leading and guiding us? Okay, so we see that there. YAHSHUA shall help her. The body representing the bride. Although I represent YAHSHUA, and this song here was for my bride. Okay, and we are in the book of Hosheyah, and we're talking about the bow. YAHSHUA shall help her just at the break of day. Well, that sounds like in the evening the city was, and by morning, the break of day at sunset, when the sun goes down, the city was no more by morning. But at the break of day, morning, YAHSHUA will help her. Why? Because in event, a learning by experience just had to occur. The bride just couldn't come out, could she? She just couldn't do it on her own. She just refused to do it. Okay? She liked the that heightened frequency of illegal lusting more. Okay? Yahweh is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. YAHSHUA shall help her just at the break of day. The nations raged. Sounds like the red dragon on the hill and all those representing the nations. Emotion 3:2. This isn't talking about the nations out there. This is talking about the DNA of all the 12 tribes. And those 12 men are going to come out and be 12 gatekeepers, are going to represent the 12 tribes. 1 priest, 2 underneath them. Start doing some math. 4 cherubim. Start doing your math and learn and seeing this plan coming to pass here. Revelation 21. Okay, so now we're back at verse 6. The nations raged and the kingdoms were moved. He uttered. Here's that word uttered. 7 Malachim uttered in the book of Revelations. His voice, and the earth melted. He uttered his voice. Sounds like somebody's uttering to you now.
It sure does. And
it melted. The earth melted. Sounds like some direct energy weaponry to me, like they did at Maui. Revelation 18 burning, where the bride is forced to come out because her voice is not going to be heard on the hill no more. It's the only place she's ever been heard is in the house of Yahweh. Now the house of Yahweh is established forever in the gates of Sheol on the hill. That mixture, that group of people who are a mixture, who overtook all 7 eras, they are not going to ever take it over again. Now the house of Yahweh is established. That one true seed of Israel, the house of YAHSHUA. Okay? Verse 7, Yahweh Almighty is with us. YAHSHUA will defend his house. They're one, yes. Who is the strength and the defense of the Creator but YAHSHUA? Psalm 91. I will show you my salvation, my deliverance, my strength. YAHSHUA. Who is the only one speaking, letting you know YAHSHUA is come for 3 years? Who has shown him to you? Who has shown him to those wicked priests on the hill? Who has told you he is come? He's been walking the earth for 2,000 years. He's a man, and the earth was created for man. Okay? The nations raged, he utters his voice, and the earth melted. YAHSHUA is with us. The father of Jacob is our refuge. The father of Micaiah Jacob. You see? Come, see the works of YAHSHUA, who has caused desolations in the earth. This message from YAHSHUA has caused those wicked beast men to say, hey, we see on the hill this great awakening now. The bride is awake. There's no stopping the sure crystal clear message that was prophesied to be crystal clear, that the servant and slave to YAHSHUA, 1 Corinthians 7:22, of YAHSHUA, Micaiah Jacob, his begotten son is bringing. There's no refuting it. It's 100% true. So now cut the baby in half and let us join ourselves with the geopolitical sources to do away with the house of YAHSHUA and the one true seed. Yes? Yes. You see what they're plotting now? So, yes, YAHSHUA is doing it. He's brought about the destruction that's coming. Yet he didn't do it. He's allowing it to be done through a message that is an offense to those in leadership, who all they have the authority to do is, as Revelation says, out of their mouth proceeds fire, because now they will tell everyone out there, their geopolitical sources, there's no stopping the message. The body is awake. Cut the baby in half. If we can't have the baby, we're taking our basketball and going home, because we're the little spoiled brat, tear, he-goat, lion, leopard, and louse. And we're dumbered in a box of rocks. Yes. Yes. And we're beaten because the prophecy says YAHSHUA and his house and bride already got the victory. Wow. So Psalm 46 was talking about me and my bride. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. All the brides of the men who come out. Yes. And represent Yahshua and be Yahshua as one unified Yeshua confederacy. Yes. Okay? Wow, all this unfolded in an intricate woven plan. Look. So come to the house of Jacob. That's in Micaiah there. Come, see the works of Yahshua, who's caused the desolations in the earth, or allowed them to come upon the hill. That mixture, 22:10 G4. He will make the war, that spiritual warfare, in Revelation 12, that Micaiah there. No one knew this deep secret. His name was Micaiah, her name, which is a bride. It's a he, a house, the Micaiah, house of Micaiah, eternal, which Pastor said has submitted to the Lamb or to her husband Yeshua as a faithful bride. You better become like a woman. You better become like a faithful bride to Yeshua. Remember that sermon series? That 7-8 sermons long? It wasn't for no reason. You might go back and listen to that, you prideful bastard beast men leading on the hill. Okay? Did I say that kindly enough and respectfully enough?
Yeah.
With a smile? Okay? Was my frequency okay on that one? Mm-hmm. Frequency. Okay? Now, we're going on here to make the wars to cease to the ends of the earth. Well, Pastor said, welcome to the ends of the earth. Now, Oklahoma, but how close does Texas have to be? And if Pastor represented the ends of the earth, wasn't he right there on the hill with y'all? The one you now make a god out of and exalt above Yahshua? He breaks the bow. 2 bows. This bow down here is shooting arrows against the wicked Goliath, yes?
Yeah.
Representing the house of David down here, the tribe of Yada. We break their bow up there as they shoot fiery darts against the righteous message of Yahshua down here. And it's prophesied, Yahshua is breaking their bow. They ain't gonna have no bow, no arrows, or no bows to shoot at no more. Okay? He cuts their spear in 2, and he burns their chariots in the fire. Wow! That's Revelations 18 and all throughout. A fiery flying serpent. Wow. And then we see that fire in Revelations 18 and all throughout the scriptures that fire is mentioned, and even in the book of Hosheyah many times, several times throughout. Be still and know. He warns them that persecute the house of Yeshua, the one true seed, the true house, 5 wise and 5 foolish, the 5 virgins that will have to come out. The bride comes out. That's the true house and seed. The house of Yahshua and the house of Yahweh are one. So to say the house of Yahshua gives you the difference between the 5 wise in the house and the 5 foolish. The 5 wise is the house of Yahweh Yahshua that are one. The Father and the Son are one. The 5 foolish are just the house of Yahweh, which is Hallel. Is not a bride the house of her husbandman? It is not Hallel the bride of Yahweh. So where is Hallel but in her husbandman Yahweh's house? But Hallel will not be in the house of Yahshua. Period. Okay? Be still and know that Yahshua is the Father and will be exalted among the nations on that hill. And you will come down and you will exalt Yahshua from here. Okay? And I will be exalted in the earth. And don't say in the mountain. Yahshua is going to be exalted here in that new earth, that new area of the gathering place. A new heaven, a new house, the house of Yahshua, and a new gathering place, a new plot of earth for us to gather. Yahshua Almighty is with us, the Father of Jacob. My Father is Yahshua, and I am his begotten Son, and he is our refuge here. Because the Creator himself said his salvation, Psalm 91, is Yahshua, and I've shown him to you. Okay? Just as Revelation 12 said I would. With the testimonies of Yahshua, bringing them, showing you in every way that I could. So we saw that word bow. And for your chain reference there, Malik with the key and the chain, is Psalm 46. The strength of Yisrael. See, I will break the bow in the valley of Yisrael there. So we're breaking here. This is the valley of Yisrael. That word Yisrael, Yeshua was teaching me, telling me it's pretty much interchangeable. It's the same of Yisrael. So this is the valley of Yisrael, and this is dedicated land. I've dedicated it. It's recorded. I dedicated to Yisrael and Yeshua and to all those who will come out who are the true seed of Yisrael, the true seed of Yahshua coming out of Yeshua's loins. So verse 6, then she conceived again and bore a daughter, and said, and Yeshua said to him, call her Lo Rumah, having not having mercy. For never again will I have mercy upon the house of Israel, that tree of mixture, 22:10, on that hill. But I will utterly take them away. Wow. Utterly take them away into captivity. Captivity led captive. But I will have mercy upon the house of Yada. All those on the hill that belong here, that will be the bride, that are the true Yadaim, that will worship YAHSHUA with two hands held high. They'll be brought here. And I will save them. Now look who is being saved here. Not by bow or sword. Not by horses of horsemen. But by YAHSHUA, their father. Go ahead, Yadin. Loud.
Backing up to verse 6 where it says, for never again will I have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. The footnote here, I think Micaiah also wanted to mention there is that...
what footnote are we looking at?
At G1.
Yes, G1.
That their God worshiping, their worship of Elohim was so great that they were not ashamed, but actually boasted of it. And that can also be referenced in YAHSHUA 16:25. But that's what's going on up there on the hill right now, that they're actually boasting.
Mocking, scoffing,
right.
Eating and drinking and making merry and giving in marriage.
Yeah, laughing and making light of things and so forth. And continuing the shameful acts that they're doing up there behind the scenes.
Yes, thank you, Yadin. Verse 7, we see there that by YAHSHUA the Father, they're going to be delivered. This is how you'll be saved. When she had weaned, lo Rumah, she conceived again. Now she's conceiving. And bore a son. And YAHSHUA said, call his name Lo Ami, not my people. Now remember, listen carefully to this. For you are not my people. You on that hill are not YAHSHUA's people. You're supposed to be, but you're not. So I will not be your father. Yet the number of the children of Israel will be as the sand of the sea. When the children of Israel, Daniel 12:1, the Micaiah, who stands for the children of Israel, come down that hill, the true Yada, the true Yadaim, the one true seed of YAHSHUA that came out of his loins, that were called out by Israel. You didn't know that deep secret, but you do now. And when you come out away from them 5 wise virgins, you'll be gathered here and be saved. And eventually, as Pastor said, we're going to have many children who will become as the sands of the sea, which can't be measured of number. But in the place where it was said to them, place, there's that word place. That's Revelation chapter 12. Yeah. I prepared a place for them in the wilderness where it was prepared for her that she could escape to. Why? Because she had to learn by example. She wouldn't, Psalm 46, come out on her own. So there was that fire that melted the earth in Psalm 46. Wake up. You wouldn't come out on your own, would you? Okay? When she had weaned, so number of children of Israel was sand of the sea, which cannot be measured by number, but in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there it will be said to them, you are the sons of the living Father. Now listen, here, those men on the hill that mock and scoff, like he just read, they're boasting of the evil, iniquitous works that they do. Here, they're going to say when the brides gather down here, this I'm prophesying to you in advance, you're not the sons of the living Father. But YAHSHUA, through these prophecies, are telling you what they're going to do. And he's telling you all, you are the sons of the living Father. Because the living Father, the living teacher's name is YAHSHUA, not Israel. Israel's asleep in the grave. As far as they understand and know. They've made him into a god. YAHSHUA, after 3 days and 3 nights, was resurrected. He's been ascending and descending throughout the earth to different locations, to different dimensions. But he prefers and longs and likes being here the most. YAHSHUA even saying there was no other place in the side notes of chapter 7 in the book of YAHSHUA that he could be, but among the children of Israel. Okay? So, he is the Father. Again, they will say, You are not my people, so I will not be your father. Yet the number of the children of Israel will be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. Only in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people.
Yes.
It will be said that they're saying on the hill, this here, we are not the people of the Creator.
Right.
We're not the people of YAHSHUA. Got a big old surprise coming, Mr. He-Goat. Now, and Mr. Lion, now, no, we're only as a disclaimer giving the true interpretations, the irrefutable, undeniable interpretations of the book of Hosheyah as a disclaimer and a disclosure, and that is all we're doing at the house of YAHSHUA, the house of Micaiah Eternal. Okay? And the players have always been within. We're in verse 10 here in chapter 1. You are the sons of the living Father. The children of Yada and the children of Israel will be gathered together. Wow! Isn't that something? And appoint. Well, that word appoint in Hebrew is Malkiah. Wow, Malkiah. Appoint. That would be 49:19 in the book of Jeremiah for your notes. Appointed. Who is like me, says YAHSHUA in Jeremiah 49:19 and 50 in verse 44. It says, the appointed one who is like me that summons me. Why? Because we're in court and you're about to know it, because Hosheyah is going to tell you are. And I've shown you this is all speaking of the last days. I went to Psalm 46 and showed that beautiful prophecy, because there's a representative of Yeshua and there is one woman representing the body and bride. Then the children of, and those guiding on the hill know these things. They know it, and they're abusing the body and that one representative of the Norahs. They're abusing it, trying to hide these deep secret things that they know. They know. And they know there's nothing they can do about it, and they're enraged. So they open their mouth up to their outside geopolitical sources, whispering in secret late at night on the phone, and a Don Corleone and the Red Dragon. Let's do this thing quickly. They're all waking up on the hill, and we're going to lose them all. You are. I'm coming through taking it. We're coming through. Yeshua's coming through taking the gold and silver out. He has done what no other man has ever done, using us as his slaves and servant and instruments here at the house of Micaiah Eternal. And all those who join themselves as a blessing to me to bring forward my king. Yes. Verse 11, the children of Yad and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint Malkiah for themselves one head. And it will come and will come up out of the land, and will come up out, come out. Revelations 18 and verse 4, from among the tares in the mixture, Matthew 22:10, my people, that you do not partake of her sins and receive of the plagues, that's going to first judgment come upon the hill. 10 kings joined themselves to those 10 kings out there thinking they were smarter and going to guide, and told them all, reassured them all, hey, we can guide y'all all on that hill. And now YAHSHUA is going to allow a surprise to come. For great will be the day of Yisrael. Yisrael, this valley of Yisrael down here, Yisrael. I represent Yisrael. I represent his message, magnifying it. I represent YAHSHUA. The day of Yisrael is the day of YAHSHUA. And that day will be great to those gathered here, because we're going to be protected and changed and sentenced to eternal life and offices far above anything you could imagine, changed into beings that are like beings. More than one place at one time. Zoom. Able to go wherever Yeshua sends us, just like that. Okay? So, say to your brother, chapter 2, moving on here, my people. Say to your brothers, my people, and your sisters, having mercy. To my brothers now, who believe in this message, and to my sisters who have mercy, plead with your mother. Plead with your mother, Hallel, G1. Again, back to that same. He keeps going back to G1. Those who mock and scoff and you can go see Micaiah. He ascended with Yeshua the ascended. It's a heart and mind connection in this message. And the mocking and the scoffing, he keeps going back to G1. And he's gonna show who he's talking to. My people, plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife. Neither am I her husband. Therefore, Let her put away her whoredoms from her sight and her adulteries from between her breasts. Unless I strip her naked and expose. Shows saying the number one primary duty, one of the top three number one primary duties for a priest after the order of Melchizedek of YAHSHUA is to expose sin within the body to the full extent. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I perform those priestly duties since those men on the hill are nothing but religious impostors and cowards to do so. As in the day she was born, make her like a wilderness, sounds like Revelation 12, as her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. They will hunger and thirst after this message. And I will not have mercy upon her children. I will not. This is the Creator. This is the Father speaking. And upon the children of whoredoms. For their mother has played the harlot. She who conceived them has done shamefully. I conceive a group of people who are just like Christians who will lie for me. And they'll cover for me.
Right.
And they'll falsely accuse on my behalf. Because I smell really great with my perfume. I got my earrings and my jewelry on. And my highfalutin clothes. Right? Yes, Yadin, or no?
Yes.
She conceived who has done shamefully. For she said, I will follow after my lovers who give me my bread. My teachings. The teachings I like to affirm that I'm number one. I'm the center of attention. And that they really believe in the bullcrap lies that I've inherited, as the scripture says that you on the hill would, Emotion 3:2. He's not talking to China or Panama now. And my water. Yahshua's the water, but you didn't want YAHSHUA this water, my water. The representative of Yeshua's water. They wanted their own water, didn't they?
They wanted her dad's
her Dod's water.
her bread.
Yeah, his bread, that money. Get a little bread, little money. Little tickling of the ears, little teachings. That glorified BSCEP bullcrap. My wool and my flax and my